At the heart of the falling boy is a boy called Joff and his beloved dog called Jet. And they live in an ordinary northern town. And Joff loves to just wander around the town with his friends and to see his mates. And at the top of the town there's a place called the Chapel of Doom, which children for generations have been told, don't go in there, never go into the Chapel of Doom. But where do children go into? Of course they go in. Joff is very scared to go in, he doesn't want to go in at first. Very important thing in Joff's life is that his dad has cancer. His dad's been diagnosed with cancer and he's going through cancer treatments throughout the progress of the story. So obviously that's quite troubling for Joff. And I think that comes from the fact that when I was a young boy, my dad had cancer. We hardly talked about it then, but in the book, of course, they do talk about cancer. And also the fact that I began to write this book just after I was diagnosed with 2 kinds of cancer. So I wrote this book through the time of the diagnosis, through all the tests and through the treatment. And of course it was a very strange time to write a book. And of course in the story is a man with cancer. He's not me, but obviously it's connected with me. In the story, Joff and his friends do end up going into the Chapel of Doom and they discover the truth. There's a legend about a ghost inside the Chapel of Doom called the Falling Boy. And the Falling Boy is a boy who was supposed to have climbed up to the steeple years ago and have fallen to his death. So they find out the truth about the legend of the Falling Boy. It's a book that, for me, was very absorbing. And in some ways, I think it helped me to cope with my own treatments. So when I was writing it, I could concentrate on on getting the words into place and and entering the lives of the characters and to enjoy the process of making a book. So there it is. That's my book, The Falling Boy. I'm very proud of it. I felt very connected to the characters, especially to Joff, of course, and to his new friend Dawn. Dawn is a girl who appears as if from nowhere, but she's come from what she calls the distant hills. She's been brought up in the Cheviots, which is much further north from Newcastle, from the northeast where the book is set, and Joff and this strange new friend Dawn make a very particular kind of relationship. So the relationship between Joff and his new friend Dawn, who has the name Dawn Chorus, is very close to the heart of the story. In the book there's no miraculous cure, but there is a kind of movement towards hope and to joy and to transformation. So I'll read a little bit of this story to you. I'll read the first couple of pages of The Falling Boy for you to give you an idea of what this book is like. So, The Falling Boy, Chapter 1. Last day of primary school. When I got home, Jet was at the door like always. He jumped into my arms and panted and squirmed and yapped against my chest, and I didn't stop laughing. Yes, I said, yes, we'll go out, Jet, we will. I hushed him and put him down. Dad was lying on the sofa. His book was on the floor. His water glass was empty. I leaned close and listened hard. He was breathing. Of course he was. I laid a woolen rug over him. Sometimes he felt so cold, even though it was so mad hot outside. I dumped my bag of folders and artwork from school on the floor. Big day for your son, he murmured. Aye, Dad. It went okay? Aye, Dad. Was it okay for you? Same as our son. He wasn't properly awake and he didn't want to talk. I filled his glass and put it back on the coffee table close by and told him to drink. I asked if there was anything else I could do and he murmured no. I'll take Jet out, I said. Is that okay? He needs it, son. Not a dog to be cooped up inside. Stay safe. I won't be long. I won't go far. Nowhere's far in this town, son. Take some water. You got some sun cream on? Aye. Good, he said. Look after him, Jet. Then he shut his eyes. I took the rug around his shoulders. I watched him for a while and left the house. I let Jet lead me. The sun blazed down like it had for weeks. We walked up steep St. Cuthbert's Lane, went beyond the houses, then along the narrow twisting path beneath the trees towards the Chapel of Doom. We came to an ancient metal fence. Most of it had fallen long ago and was tangled up in the brambles and weeds. There were battered, faded signs: keep out, no entry, beware, danger of death. One had the silhouette of a falling boy on it. They'd been there forever, ever since my dad had been a boy, ever since his dad had been a boy. There was another, newer one today, day-glow yellow, private, no trespassing. Beyond it was the wasteland, shrubs and scrawny trees, and brambles and rubble and dusty ground, and old tombstones, lopsided, broken, lots of them toppled to the earth. Then the chapel itself, ancient, crumbling. The roof was shattered and the spire was nearly gone. Most of the windows were bricked up. The huge front door had bars and boards across it. A couple of crows flopped out through the shattered roof. Some other dark bird, I don't know what, was up there on the ruined steeple. I listened, but there was no noise from inside that day. Jet growled softly. It's okay, I said. We'll not go in this time. So that's the first few pages of The Falling Boy. I hope you enjoy it if you get around to reading it. As I said, I'm very proud of it, and Hachette, Horror Children's Books are making a wonderful job of publishing it. So, great to talk to you. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy the book. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.